Guys, you're going to fail in life. You're going to lose, and there's nothing you can do about it. The only thing you can do is get back up, dust yourself off, swallow that pride pill, and start over again. And that's what Morgan Luttrell told a White House ISD student body during a commencement speech, and that's who we're going to talk about today is Morgan Luttrell. My interest in Morgan started back in 2007 on accident with his brother Marcus. He's got an identical twin brother who's famous because of the Lone Survivor book, what the Operation Lead Wing did, and that tragic loss of life there. A whole nother story. But again, Marcus was the guy that nobody really, he never wanted fame and never was famous. So starting back in high school, he wanted to be a Navy SEAL. He and his brother watched this documentary style called Silent Auction, and his quote was, "It was badass," and that's why he wanted to do it. His loyalty with family, instilled to him since he was a baby, was paramount, and what he wanted to do for continuous improvement, life skills, communication, leadership, all this stuff. That's just what his goal was, and that's what he was going to do no matter what. So, as a side effect, his accomplishments was due to his never quit mentality. He never quit, and that wasn't in the game. Um, like I said, he fell in love with the SEALs as a teenager. But he grew up in southeast Texas in Huntsville, and that's where he graduated high school. He actually went on to college and graduated through Sam Houston State University, paying his own way while working at the Jolly Fox as a bouncer. So you get this guy who was wanting to major in philosophy and psychology, but he was also a bouncer and wanted to go be a badass SEAL, which is a pretty cool combination. After that, he did go to buzz training. He made it in class 237. Out of over 200 candidates, he was one of 20. And from there, he went on to SDV1, which is stationed out of Hawaii, which I can't really tell much about that because obviously being a SEAL, all that they do is top secret. We don't know what they do. Search and rescue, all kinds of, especially with the war on terrorism. So I don't have much to say on that, but I do have a little bit to show you. So obviously it's a SEAL team depicting them going into deployment. A little more badassery with them popping up out of the water like they do. Stealth is one of their key elements. Just imagine the mental state this guy has to go through, what he's doing, where he's going, what he's done, and the planning, team planning, all that good stuff. That's what we call fast lining. We'll get to that in a minute. So he spent 7 years of deployment, ended up getting hurt in an accident. This guy was doing this exercise from a moving helicopter on a moving boat in high winds. The helicopter blade clipped the boat. Helicopter went down. There was 13 members on that helicopter. One passed away. He was one that suffered multiple back injuries and a severe brain trauma. So he had to recover from that. It took months, a lot of help from his brothers. So what he did was he couldn't really be a SEAL again because of his physical ailments. So he went and went to officer candidate school. Officer candidate school, he was there for 8 years, special naval welfare, because he could not be there in person. He wanted to be there in whatever capacity they had, because I don't know what he did there either, but I'm sure it took a lot. Now, what I can talk about is what he's done since retirement, and that is he decided to go back to school. What do you do after you do all that? You go back to school. So he went to the University of Texas at Dallas and got his degree in cognitive neuroscience. And what he does there is he makes game plans, case management, treatment plans for anybody that's had traumatic brain injuries. TMIs is what he suffered from. which is also pretty cool. So become a scientist. I want to study the brain. That's what he said. Um, so he's done that, and still he's not done yet. This guy. Uh, some people have told me a long time ago. This is him talking that I wasn't smart enough to go to school. So what he did was he went to Harvard at the end of all that, and developed his what is this? His professional leadership development at Harvard Business. After that, he's still not done. 2 weeks ago, he announced that he's going to be running for Congress in the congressional 8th district to represent his hometown and his territory. This is because the guy doesn't know how to quit. Um, so talked about his life before, during, and after. Um, what it takes to be a leader, a soldier, uh, even what it's going to be take to be a diplomat is everything that he's learned is the main thing is don't ever quit. He's done all this, but if you ask him what his most accomplished act was, it was his family. So if you have any questions, we can answer those after. So thank you.